for another recipe. We today are going to make some apple crisp or apple crumble. I guess it depends on what you consider. I honestly am not sure what is the difference between apple crisp or apple crumble. Look, I never said that I was a seasoned chef, so, you know. I felt inspired to make some apple crisp or apple crumble, whichever it is. You know what? We're gonna stick with apple crisp. I'm making a decision, apple crisp. Crisp. So apple crisp is what we're making today. It's another one of my favorites because everything's my favorite. I love food and I love desserts. You can use different apples. Usually my favorites are either Honey Crisp, which I'm using today, or Golden Delicious. I know it's not apple season, but I'm in the mood. So I bought apples, so we're doing apple crisp today. So let's go and check out those ingredients that we'll need to make some apple crisp, cause I'm feeling the love. So here are those ingredients for some apple crisp. Of course, you're gonna need some flour that's gonna go into the top mixture. Also some white sugar, some light brown sugar, some oats, because I love to add some oatmeal in there, cinnamon, kosher salt, and we're also gonna use about a pinch of nutmeg, half a cup of very cold butter, which we're gonna cut into cubes, about a teaspoon or so of lemon juice from a fresh lemon, and about 6 apples, whatever of your choosing, which we will peel and chop into some little cubes.
And if you use 7 apples, you will fail miserably. But 6, that is the right number.
Where'd you come from? There it is, friends. 6 is the magic number. Although I prefer the number 7. Sometimes I eat it for breakfast. No shame, with a cup of coffee or dessert a la mode, and throw some ice cream on top. Before I forget, which I often do, please preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Done. That's like the easiest part. And now we are going to peel ourselves some apples. Well, here goes nothing. Finished peeling those apples. You know, it did an okay job. I feel like it still leaves a little bit on both sides, but it's something that you can quickly peel off with the peeler. But I love that you get most of the apple, because sometimes a handheld peeler takes off more of the apple than you want. So now you just get those bits, and then we're just gonna cut that into some chunks and throw them in a bowl. And there you have it. You don't need to be perfect. Okay, so now it's time to add some spice to those apples. First, we're gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. Now about a teaspoon of cinnamon. I personally like to add a pinch of nutmeg as well. And now about a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice. Bam. Beautiful. Oh, they smell so good. Now for the crumble. 3/4 of a cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup of some old-fashioned oats. Bam. 1 cup of packed light brown sugar. Ooh. A pinch of kosher salt. And now we need to dice that unsalted butter into cubes. Right, adding that butter in. I would have preferred it to be a bit more cold, but I left it out when we were showing the ingredients. And I put it back in the fridge for a little bit, but it's still a little soft. So you do want it to be very cold. Otherwise it's gonna melt too soon when it goes into the oven. And then you're just gonna get really buttery apples instead of a nice buttery crumble on top. Now you can grab a pastry cutter and just cut that butter right into the mixture. Sometimes when the pastry cutter doesn't get it just right for me, it just makes it the butter a little bit smaller. I like to get in and use my hands. It does warm up the butter pretty quickly, so make sure your hands are actually cold. Sometimes I'll rinse them with cold water first and then just get in there. Oh, but don't do that. In my haste, I forgot to add another teaspoon of cinnamon. Wasn't too late. That crumble is ready to go on top of those apples. So now we're gonna toss those apples into our prepared, buttered, greased 8x8 dish. Something else I also like to do, because these apples, these Honey Crisp, are very juicy. And once you add that lemon, it really starts to bring all the juices out of the apples. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little flour around. Just a light dusting of that flour. Just like that. Now we add the crumble. All those little corners. I'm going to evenly distribute this all around as well. Okay. And there's our apple crumble ready to go into the oven. And now you want to bake this apple crumble for about 45 minutes or so, and it's going to come out so bubbly and juicy, and then we're going to let it set. So now I'm about to put that bad boy in the oven at 350 degrees. We already preheated it, thankfully, remembered this time. And we're going to put that right on the middle rack. Look at that crisp.
That means you're extra extraordinary.
Friends, that is our apple crisp. Try it out, enjoy, and until next time,
Woohoo!
bon appetit.
Bye bye everyone.
Enjoy.
Bye bye, enjoy.
Bye.
Bye. You buy. No, you buy. Oh wow, like that.